Hello and welcome to USA Today's The Excerpt. I'm Dana Taylor. Today is Sunday, October 12th, 2025. If you spend any time on YouTube, and most of us do, then you've probably watched or at least heard of MrBeast. Last check, he had 444 million subscribers with videos that routinely get hundreds of millions of views. MrBeast is literally at the top of the YouTube food chain. But off platform, one of his ventures appears to have stalled out. In 2022, he announced a partnership with East Carolina University to offer a credentialing program to help teach students how to create captivating, money making content. So, what happened to it? USA Today investigative reporter Chris Quintana went looking for answers. It's good to have you on, Chris.
Thank you so much for having me.
I mentioned MrBeast's YouTube subscriber count. In terms of creation, how has he achieved such an astonishing level of mass appeal?
That is a great question. And different people will tell you different things. But I think it comes back to this sort of extreme philanthropy approach that he has, right? In the early days, MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, he would just walk around and give people huge amounts of money, what felt to people life-changing amounts of money, right? And so that has been part of his bread and butter. As he's gotten more famous, he's created bigger and wider videos. There's a lot of explosions. There's a lot of challenges, and he even has an Amazon show now where it feels. A lot of people say it feels reminiscent to Squid Games, which is if you've ever seen that, it's a lot of high profile challenges and yeah. But so he's a big personality.
Does MrBeast have a personal tie to East Carolina University? What do you know about how this partnership came about?
East Carolina University, in the terms of sort of the higher ed world, right? It's a public regional. It's in North Carolina, and it's also in Greenville, which happens to be Donaldson's hometown. Now, Donaldson, there's been some misinformation on the internet. He's from Greenville. He briefly went to a local community college there, but he did not actually go to East Carolina University. But as the university and Beast have said, they were in discussions about this in 2022 and just thought this would be an excellent program to help, the local economy and help out Beast and kind of get the help he needs to make the videos. And he works in the area still. So I think that's part of the connection as well.
MrBeast and the chancellor of East Carolina University, Philip G. Rogers, made a joint announcement about the credentialing program. What did they lay out, and did they ever set a target date for launching it?
In this video, which feels very much like a MrBeast video, it's right, lots of graphics, lots of explosions. He's talking with his hands like I'm doing now. But he and the chancellor were talking about, that this program, it was created by Beast and his cohorts, and it's people who know the YouTube industry better than anyone else, right? And so what also accompanied that was a release from the university, which said that the program was expected to launch within 6 to 12 months. So half a year to a year. I've talked with some folks who've developed these kind of programs, and they say that's a normal timeline.
What's the state of their current agreement?
That is a good question. So I put in a records request to the university because it's a public university. They're subject to open records request. And so we were able to get a bunch of the contracts between Donaldson's companies and the university itself. So what we do have is a memorandum of agreement, and it lays out in about a paragraph that the university and MrBeast's companies would work together to produce this program. But it doesn't really give a good sense of how that would happen or even what the timeline would be with that. Folks who've read it said it doesn't appear to be a binding contract. There is a binding provision in there. So that's what we have. And I've asked the university repeatedly for, is there a more updated document? Is there what's going on with this? And both the university and MrBeast camp have said that they're fulfilling the partnership, but without providing details about where it is or kind of if and when classes would be offered.
Chris, it's never a good sign when a link leads to a dead page. In this case, I'm referring to the web page you reference in your story where interested applicants could register for updates on the MrBeast program. Is this a sign that the university tried to move too quickly?
I think it is a sign that whatever the university had put up, they've stepped back from it a little bit, right? And so when I first became aware of this piece, the creator page was still up. And it wasn't until I was deeper into the reporting process that I saw that it had been taken down. You can still see it on the Wayback Machine. It's still archived there. from the folks that I've talked to, there have been a lot of questions about what the delay with this sort of program would be. These micro credentials, these shorter form courses, are supposed to be easier to get off the ground, and so there's a lot of confusion as to what may have delayed or stopped it.
Beyond his YouTube success, and you mentioned this, MrBeast landed a deal with Amazon to host his Beast Games franchise. How has that partnership worked out so far?
So it is immensely popular. A lot of people have watched it. It's already been renewed for a second season, right? At the same time, a group of folks have filed a proposed class action lawsuit about their experience working on that show. And, there's a lot of allegations in there, but it comes back to unsafe working conditions. I don't want to, there are a lot of counts in there, but that is ongoing. And so that's, I think, an example of kind of his profile, right? He does these massive big things, and then often some folks feel kind of left out along the way.
MrBeast, as you said earlier, is known for the large charitable donations some of his video stunts generate. Dig into that a little bit more with me.
There are countless or tons of examples of Beast offering, money to folks who need it. But there are also examples of, like, at East Carolina University, for example, one of the contracts we pulled was the company doing like a hearing clinic, right? So they're giving hearing aids away to folks who wouldn't be able to get them otherwise, right? Another example of some charity he's done, he and another YouTuber recently did this massive fundraising campaign. They raised like $40 million for providing clean water or water access around the world. And so that's like some of the high profile stuff he does, right? And so that's in addition to sort of the crazy videos of like, oh, I'm tied to my ex for a month. Will I win half a million or whatever crazy amount of money stuff?
And even though he's a popular guy with a whopping, 444 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, it hasn't come without controversy, right?
In 2024, there was a slew of kind of like online rumors around his company, and he ordered a external review by an outside law firm to kind of look at the culture and some of the allegations there. Those came back with no evidence of any of the allegations being true, and even some of the people who were the subject of the allegations denied that anything had ever happened, right? But it was very high profile. A lot of people had a lot of questions, and so it is kind of such in the creator space where, they pay attention to their own, and so I think a lot of focus came from that.
Finally, Chris, there was interest in this program from prospective students. What did they share with you?
Yeah, I reached out to students who had signaled their interest on social media about this program, and there were a variety of responses. One person told me that he had signed up, but he never received any follow-up as a result. I did talk with another gentleman named Joel Diaz, and he was telling me that he was really excited about this. He is familiar with MrBeast. He lives in the area. He feels like MrBeast has done good work in the community, and so I think the sense I got was that he was excited to be aligned with this like clearly successful brand, right? He shared with me an email that he got from the university a couple of weeks after he had signed up, and it was just sort of a generic like, "Thanks for your interest. We'll reach out." And they just had not. So he hasn't gotten any updates since then.
All right, Chris Quintana, thank you so much for being on the excerpt.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to share the story.
Thanks for watching. I'm Dana Taylor. I'll see you next time.